In this video, I will show you how I integrated Power BI Desktop and Power BI Modeling MCP Server with Claude AI to get data insights. Before I start explaining the details, first let us try to understand a few important terms. What is MCP protocol? MCP, the Model Context Protocol, is an open source technical standard that allows AI tools like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, GitHub, Copilot, etc. to connect with and then understand external software systems like Power BI. As you can see on the screen, there is a Power BI MCP modeling server that acts as a bridge between the AI assistants and Power BI datasets, and thereby facilitating natural language queries and data manipulation. If you look closely at the screen, in this Power BI modeling MCP diagram on the left, that is the starting point. So the process begins with the Power BI developer who needs to make changes to the data model or query regarding their data model is making a natural language request. So instead of manually using the traditional Power BI DAX or other BI techniques, instead the developer submits a natural language request. They simply type what they need into an integrated chat interface. In our case, it is Claude Desktop interface or probably VS Code or other host environment. Once the request is submitted, next the AI applications, in this case the MCP clients, and in our case it is Claude AI Desktop, will process the request. And we have to understand that this is the AI brain that interprets the developer's intent and decides the necessary steps to fulfill the request. The AI client converts the human readable request into a structured command using the MCP protocol. And this protocol is the standard language. It is standardized, in fact, that allows the AI to talk to the modeling environment in a structured way. So once that request is processed by the AI client, the request reaches the Power BI modeling MCP server. The MCP server executes the action, and also this server contains all the specific modeling tools and logic required to interact with the Power BI environment. And as you see, the server communicates with the target semantic model using standard APIs, primarily the TOM, which is also known as Tabular Object Model. And for us to reiterate and recollect, TOM is the programmatic interface that allows the server to read the model structure, apply changes. For example, the user might want to add certain columns or measures or whatever based on the request. This will apply changes like adding columns, measures, or relationships, and retrieving data, etc. The server can apply these changes to the semantic model housed in one of the three environments as shown on the right side of the diagram. Those could be like, for example, Power BI Desktop. In our case, we are trying to access a report on my local machine, Power BI Desktop. And as we know, this is the traditional local development application, which has a .pbx file. And also it can apply changes to the semantic model, which is probably in a Fabric workspace. Again, Fabric workspace is a cloud-based semantic model. If that semantic model is hosted on this cloud-based environment, which is Fabric workspace. And this is within the Microsoft Fabric platform. And also, finally, it also could be that there could be a PBIP file. And PBIP file is a modern source control friendly project format where the model metadata is stored in plain text files using TMDL, which is nothing but tabular model definition language under a definition folder. So these are the different ways the server can apply the changes to the semantic model housed in one of those three environments. And maybe at a later stage, they might add more environments. But as of now, in December 2025, this is the limitation as far as I've seen the documentation. I could be wrong, but that is what I understand from the documentation. So once the request is here, which is processed by the Power BI MCP modeling MCP server, At this stage, we can also notice completion and feedback as flows back left. So once the changes are applied in the target environment, in our case, it's a Power BI report, and the server communicates the success or results back through the protocol to the AI client. And in turn, the AI client will present a confirmation to the developer in the chat interface. It could be results or based on the request. Those things are shown in the chat interface or any kind of other host environment. Now that we have understood the basics, let us go to the next step. Let us look at the GitHub page of this Power BI modeling MCP server. This is the GitHub page. I can leave the link to this GitHub page in the description box below. And you can look at the listed instructions. And traditionally, you can install it as a VS Code extension. That is what is recommended. But we are not doing that in this video. We will try to do the manual install and follow the instructions there. Install Visual Studio Code, GitHub Copilot Chat, etc. And once it is done, you can confirm this Power BI modeling MCP server as an extension. And as I said, we will do the manual install. We will try to install this MCP server locally. First, you need to download that file and rename it to .zip. And once you do that, you can unzip the contents to a folder. Then run this Power BI modeling MCP executable. And then next you need to configure. And in case if you don't have, you need to create that JSON file and register that in the whatever AI tool you're using. So let me just grab that file. I've already downloaded that file as a zip file and extracted that into a folder, MCP servers folder. And if you click on extension and in server, that particular executable is there. I will click on that file. Once I click on that, this window is opened. This is what you need to copy and paste it in the config file of Claude AI Desktop. So that is what we have to do. I will minimize these two things here. And let me also show you the Claude AI, which is again by Anthropic. Let me just open the tab. This is the Claude AI website. And there are several ways you can start using this Claude AI. You can add your email and start using that Claude AI. And there are several tiers, as you can see, free tier, Pro and Max. Based on your needs, you can sign up. In my case, I've used a free tier. I just wanted to test it out. And you have several models listed there. They have exhaustive documentation too. You can look through the documentation and understand. You can use any other things like GitHub Copilot or anything. In this case, I just wanted to connect Claude. Like I said, you have to enter your email. And once your email is confirmed, you can start using it. I have downloaded Claude Desktop. And once you follow the instructions and open it on your local machine, you have this window. And let us try to look at the steps and how to add MCP servers to Claude. And for the free version, you must create or locate config file. And in my case, that config file was not there, so I had to create that Claude desktop config.json file. And you have to locate it. If you don't have, you can create it. And for Windows users, it will be on the app data folder. And you have that link there. And once you have that file, you need to paste whatever we have copied earlier, like this part. Let me just show you that again. And you need to copy paste. And in my case, it didn't work for the first time. I had to tweak that code a little bit. Let me also pull up the config.json file which I've created. As shown here, everything else was correct, but this camel case I had to make changes. Originally, only servers was there, as shown on the top window. I had to make that change. Small change, it started working. And once we have created that particular file, one needs to restart Claude and test the integration. And as shown here, if you go to top left, file, exit, make sure to exit it, I had to do it a couple of times. Once I did that, my Claude desktop was ready, and it could also see the Power BI modeling MCP server. So let me just pull up the file which we are interested in, the PBIX file. This is a small report. As you can see, this is the data. This is a table, some kind of sales information here. There are several columns, and I've also created a separate table for measures. I've created two measures, total customers and total revenue. And this is the data, very simple data. So since we wanted to integrate Claude AI and try to take the help of Claude to kind of get more data insights, I've chosen a simple data model. So once I am ready, I can start typing the prompt here. So please make sure to kind of restart your Claude desktop so that you are ready to start interacting with the Power BI datasets as shown here. You can restart it. I had to do it a couple of times, like I said. Once I'm ready, let me just paste the first prompt. This is the prompt. I'm saying, please use the Power BI MCP server to connect to Power BI desktop report named Customer Data Analytics. Once I click submit that request, once I click that, I have this information on the screen. It's pretty easy. It's pretty intuitive. Like we have been using AI for a couple of years, so most of us are aware of this interface. So once I start accepting and allowing, making sure that the permissions are enabled, it will give you step by step that the Claude AI would interact with the customer data analytics report as shown on the screen. Once I continue giving permission to Claude AI, finally it says that it is able to successfully connect to the Power BI desktop report. And there are various suggestions, so we could follow those suggestions, or in my case, I added another prompt. I said, hey, can you create additional measures that will be useful to create more data insights? Once I submitted this request, and I have seen more information from Claude, I started accepting it. So these are the various steps. It is looking at the table operations, etc. And once that is done, it is also want to use this table operations from this particular report. And I start allowing all those, giving permissions to all those requests. And I started getting the feedback from Claude. So now that this is ready, and it is also looking at the measures which I have written. So as you see here, total revenue, and it is doing the measure operations. And once I have enabled the permissions, it started giving me more information. So it gave me the information that it understood the data model, and it is trying to give me a comprehensive set of useful measures, right? These are the measures it started giving me. If I scroll in the window, I can see some of those measures, right? So based on your needs, you can try to give a proper prompt so that it will help you in creating a dashboard or trying to add columns or maybe something else. So make sure that you kind of use proper prompts. In my case, I just wanted to make it generic, so I have just given the prompt, and I have all this information. So it is creating more measures, and all those measures which are created will go into the separate table I have for the measures, table for measures. So these are the various measures that have been created by Claude AI. So we have successfully integrated Claude AI with our local Power BI desktop report, so that we are able to ask questions in the natural language. We are making those requests using natural language. And like we have seen earlier, it is using the MCP protocol and also the Power BI modeling MCP server. It is able to interact with the dataset and give us all this information, right? This is what happened. We have 30 additional measures which have been created for us. But always it's a pretty good idea to look at your data and make sure that AI understands your data model correctly. In this case, there are a couple of things like repeat customer rates, etc. So let us hold on to the thought. Let me try to bring in the report here, and let us make sure that all those measures are in our table for measures. Let me drag the report here. This is the report. Yep, we have those measures here. Perfect. Like I was saying, that it's always a good idea to look at our data. Say, for example, let me try to maybe select one particular customer ID. And once I select this, there is only one record. But in a particular column, previous purchases, there are 14. So I went back to Claude and added this information so that the AI assistant will understand the model perfectly, right? Though we have so many measures which have been created for us, I just wanted to make sure that to point out this particular fact that the data is a little bit different than what initially the AI assistant understood. I said, hey, by the way, the previous purchases column values are greater than or equal to 1. So this data has been collected where the customers have already purchased prior. So once I added this prompt to AI, Claude AI, I have additional information, right? I just wanted to point out the fact that the data is different. So the earlier measures might be redundant. So I have this information from response from AI tool saying that that is pretty good. So this particular information back and forth, we kind of look at the data and try to correct and try to get the correct results from AI. Like I said, we have to be vigilant, understand the data, and try to get information from AI so that that will be useful for us, right? So in this case, since already there are prior purchases, so it doesn't make sense for us to look at new customers, old customers, right? Because every customer there is not a new customer, already old customer. So based on that, I have updated measures, and also I have updated measures summary. And using AI is pretty good because we have additional pretty handy tool that will extend the functionality of Power BI. Sometimes we kind of are waiting for us to, we are kind of waiting for more data insights from the data, right? So in those cases, seeking help of AI is always helpful. And again, I gave another prompt. So I just wanted to check if this Claude AI can create new report pages and separating each and every report page into different categories. So it is trying to check. I know there are certain limitations in the Power BI MCP server, and the feedback was that as suspected, the Power BI MCP server, there are limitations. It cannot create reports, but it gave me exhaustive guide as shown here. It gave me that as an artifact. So this is pretty handy. And if with a few prompts, I could get this particular guide where I could create 8 different report pages with about at least 50 measures that have been created for me. This is pretty cool, right? Integrating all these AI tools is kind of helping me to understand data better and try to create meaningful reports. So I have all those things on the right, and based on my needs, I can use all of those measures or some of those measures. So it depends upon my need. I can create a very good dashboard. This is pretty cool. Again, I'm using a free tier, Claude AI. So it is summarizing. So once I have this, I'm also getting prompt saying that my free tier, I have hit my limitation here. So again, it will reset every few hours, every 5 hours, I think. So you have to make sure, and you should be aware of that free tier limitations. And if I scroll down, I have my summary, and it is also summarizing what has been done. And based on my prompts, it gave me a detailed guide so that I can create meaningful dashboard. I can copy that as a PDF file or publish in a public area. But in this case, I just saved it as a PDF file. And if I go back to my Power BI report, those measures are ready. So I can start using those measures in my report page. For example, let me drag a couple of them onto the canvas, and let me show you what those measures which were created for us. These are the several measures which have been created for us by Claude AI, and pretty good, I think. On the surface, everything looks good. These are the things which probably I will end up using in creating a dashboard. So what I could do is I can start using these measures in a report page. Let me go to a report page. Maybe randomly I will drag a couple of those measures. For example, average age. And also I could drag some other measures. So I can create these kind of card visuals here, or maybe as suggested by Claude AI. I have all those comprehensive guide so that I can create all those 8 report pages. So it's been cool. It's pretty easy. Initially, there were a couple of hiccups when I tried to configure Claude AI with Power BI MCP server, but with the changes to the configuration file, I could easily do it, and we could successfully integrate Claude AI, Power BI, and Power BI MCP server. Like I said, we can use this comprehensive guide to report to create a very good dashboard with the different pages. So hopefully this video is kind of a starting point for you, and you can expand based on your use cases and try to use AI effectively. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.